Hello and welcome to the class of English. Dear students, as you know that we are having classes online. Well, before going to start, I would like to introduce myself. I am Professor Hardas A.D, working as a teacher in C.D.Jain College of Commerce. Well, there are certain topics being taught so far. Well, it is today we are going to study the beautiful poem written by C.D.Jain. As the title itself is very suggestive what the topic is all about. 2.5 Father Returning Home. Before going to start, take into account the introduction of C.D.Jain. He was born in 1938 and he was dead in 2009. He was a celebrated bilingual poet and translator with a remarkable work in Marathi and English. His versatile creativity extends to painting, filmmaking, and his notable contribution as a magazine columnist. He received the prestigious Sahitya Academy Award both for poetry as well as for his well-known translation work Says Tuka. Popular abhangas, that is spiritual poems by Saint Tukaram. He had started translation of literary work of saints in Marathi at the age of 16. Exile, alienation, self-disintegration and death are observed to be his major themes of his works. Now, this poem is taken from Traveling in a Cage. It draws a portrait of a suburban commuter. A commuter, as you know, that a person who goes from his work, his home to the working place regularly by using trains or buses. It depicts his dull, monotonous, exhausting and equally pitiable daily routine. It describes a forced alienation at home, which is reflected through the stale food and lack of sharing. His children refuse to share their joys and sorrows with the hard-working father, who as a result is forced to retire into solitude. Solitude means loneliness. This very painful loneliness is a symbol of man's isolation from the materialistic man-made world. As from the introduction itself, we can understand that the themes the poet has made use of for his poetry. He is a well-known figure in the field of translation. The creativity we have taken into consideration extends to filmmaking, and he is notable for his contribution to a magazine. As a magazine columnist, he is a well-known figure in the field of writing at the same time. So there are certain lines we are going to study today. Some lines, that is the first part of this poem, we are going to take into consideration. Dear friends, as you have been aware of, the father has been doing incessant work for the sake of family members, and it is through this poem at the same time Dilip Chitre has drawn the attention of the readers towards the hard work the father is putting into the work for the sake of family members. Well, take into consideration the lines one by one. The first line reads as, "My father travels on the late evening train." Now, the father of the poet keeps traveling using the mode of traveling, that is the train. Late evening he does traveling. Second line, standing among silent commuters in the yellow light. That is the evening part of the day is mentioned here with the help of the light, that is yellow, and he is traveling among various commuters. They are very silent, they are unknown figures. The poet's father has never been in contact with them, that's why they are called as silent commuters. As a commuter means the person who goes to work from his home to the working place regularly using the mode of traveling, that is the train or a bus. So that person is called as a commuter. So there are many commuters who go to the working places using the train, and one of them is the poet's father. Next line, suburbs slide past his unseeing eyes. And in the suburban areas, the poet's father keeps traveling. There are many places that can be seen without taking note of them, because as a regular routine for the poet's father, he did not give much importance to the places while traveling with the help of the train. Then his shirt and pants are soggy and his black raincoat. Well, while traveling due to the monsoon season, his shirt became wet, that is soggy, it is said that, and pants also became soggy or wet, or you can say that drenched, and his black raincoat also stained with mud. In Marathi we call it chikhal, and his bag stuffed with books. He often carries lots of books with him, and his bag is full of different books. It means that he is in the habit of reading different books in order to spend as much his time as he can, because he doesn't like to get involved into the family members' affairs. Even the family members do not take care of him. That's what we can understand from the line given here. Then he is falling apart. It means that he is removed from the train himself. His eyes dimmed by age. He is separated from the world, from his family members. His eyes dimmed by age means he could not see clearly due to his old age. He has become very old, that's why the eyesight has become rather dimmed. and due to the old age he is unable to see certain things very obviously, clearly, explicitly, you can say that. In the next line, fade homeward through the humid monsoon night. The evening part of the day is mentioned, indicated here, and due to the night, darkness prevails there and he is unable to see clearly with his eyes, and he is in a hurry to go towards home. And the season of monsoon is mentioned here. It was raining there and he wanted to reach as quickly as possible towards home. He wanted to reach because he has become drenched, wet, and that's why after getting down from the train he wanted to reach home rather speedily. In the next line, now I can see him getting off the train. The poet imagines that, visualizes that his father is getting down the train. Like a word dropped from a long sentence. If you have taken a word from a long sentence, just like that, his father has got down from the train. It means that there were many people who were traveling through the train with the help of the train, and he got down. He got down, the comparison is done with a long sentence from which a word, the small part, is taken off. So the comparison is done there. The colors are mentioned, the parts of the days are indicated, and the old age of the father also is mentioned here. So these are the imageries have been used by the poet himself in order to describe, in order to depict his own father. He was a hard-working father for him, and that's why these are the lines with the help of which the poet tries his level best to put forward his own experiences. His father has kept himself aloof, separated himself from his family members also. He does not like to express himself with all the family members at home. He wanted to spend his whatever the time he has got in separation, in loneliness, in solitude, you can say that. So that's why the alienation, the major theme of the poem, can be underlined here. So this is the first part of the poem we have taken into consideration. We will see the next part. Till then, goodbye.